Hey, this is Steve with Who's Your Web Nerd, and this is going to be your video tutorial on how to make changes, edit, and update your website here. So one of the first things we want to do is we want to go in the back end here. So up here at the URL, I'm going to put a /wp-admin. This gets me to the login screen here, and I will send you these directions on how to log in. And when you pop into the dashboard here, our main goal here is to get back to the front because I built this site in a front-end editing type of software. It makes it real easy for you to change. So once I'm logged in here, we'll see the little edit thing right here. And one of the things I want you to notice is that when you move your cursor around to these different areas of the screen, different parts light up. Now the whole website is broken down into rows, and inside this row is columns. So as you can see here, this column is a 50-50 column. So if I wanted to go over here and change something in here, I can easily just go ahead and click that. Here's that wording. I could change that to whatever I want and push OK. Same thing here, and even with the sliders. So say I wanted to add a new image into the slider here. I can click Add, choose a slide. The image, it says Suppress, so we're going to change that. And then now if it's a picture that we've already loaded, we could use this. If not, we could just click Choose File. And then we could choose a picture from your computer. So just for a sample sake, go ahead and use, let's just use this. So I'm going to double click that. And if you ever get an error like that, if you just exit it out and then refresh, you should be able to fix that problem. Save. And there we go. So now that slider is added. If I push OK, then that slider will be added to this individual slider here. To remove, hit the double little pictures there, and we'll delete that. And OK. Now here you've seen me accidentally click on the little plugin. This gives us a couple more different options for this individual widget, for this slider. You can change the visibility, durability, you get a whole bunch of stuff, change slider width, stuff that you probably won't play with so much, but it does give you a couple little different more options and stuff. Now on the left side here, this controls the whole row. The right side controls the widget, and a great explanation of this is to show you here. Let's just say if I wanted to drag this row under this, I can move it to the little crosshairs here and just drag it underneath. Right? And here I'm going to put it back. Now you can also switch widgets as well. So here's this widget. I'm going to drag this widget to that one, and they just switch places. Once again, in the editor here, we can come over to this little widget here. This is called a Signpost Widget. Here's the pressure washer. There's the image. Here's the text, and this text pulls up when you put your cursor over it. And finally the destination. So here's the button, which is going to be More, and the article link. We're sending us to the pressure washer's pages. Now if we're sending this to someplace else that's not on this website, we would just use the external link here. And everything is the same, so whenever you change testimonials, it's all just clicking the widget, changing, and pushing OK. Let's just say we wanted to add another row of 3 different testimonials here. You can do one of 2 ways. First, you can come up here on top, do rows, and then click third, and just drag it. And it's very sensitive, so you really want to drop it on where it says drop here. And there we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and delete this row. Another way you could do it is, you've probably seen this little add row button here. You can click that too, and then there's a third. Alright, so you notice that this color and this color is a little bit different. If we click this here, this color, go ahead and click change for this row. So this is set to this one. So if I come over here to this row, I can set the color of the row to that same color. There we go. Now something else that's really neat is you can copy and paste widgets to use as a guide. So to do that, I'm going to push Control C. Over here you say information is saved to the clipboard. Go down here, Control V. And there we go. And you can go through and fill this whole out to kind of give yourself a guide. When you're done, you can, if you don't want to get rid of something, you can just easily delete a widget and add other widgets. So here is text widget, image, we have YouTube videos, this whole bunch of different widgets and stuff that we could use. A lot of times you will just be using the text or the image, unless you do have like a YouTube video or something, we can add that into there. But for the most part, usually staying with this first couple here. If I want to delete the whole row, no problem. Just delete the whole row. I'll delete all the widgets and everything involved into it. Now at different times when you're playing with your website here and you want to go ahead and just move this editor bar, you can just hit that little pause symbol there, and then it'll remain the little play button there, so if you want to get back to your editor. But now you can kind of go through the site here without having to worry so much about that big editor in your way. Boom. Let's say you want to change something. There we go. Click that. And then here's this whole text. So once again, you can go here, change something, and push OK. Now, on the home screen, you had noticed that this is all just one whole picture, but when you go to the pages, you're going to notice this sidebar over here. And if I go take a, let's just say I wanted one full column here, when I click on there, you see that here we go, we have this area we could drop it into, or this area we could drop it into there. So if I drop it here onto the sidebar, and let's go ahead and just throw a little text in there real quick. I'm going to choose a text widget, title, test, save. Kind of spelled out testimonials for me, so that's cool. Now if I go to another page, let's say products, you see it's still there, right? So anytime that you change or add something to this right sidebar, it will change throughout the website for you, and that's usually to keep for uniformity, right? So let's just say I want to go ahead and delete that. It's going to delete that from all the pages. And it's going to get a little bit off too. Now changing this area will only change this area on this individual page. Here, let's say we want to get rid of this since it's not there. Delete. Bam. If you wanted to add, let's just say you guys get another product and we want to add another one of these. Here, a good way to do that is just hop over to rows, bring a full row down, say drop here, and then once again we're going to use that Control C for copying, Control V to paste. I would click the little icon for the text here, and then here I could change the title to whatever I wanted. And then let's just say we'll call this test. And let's just say that page went to where it says article link here. I'll say we went to the 12 series. And save. And there we go. It already puts it in the same color, just copies that. So really good at copy and paste. It saves a lot of time from figuring out how he did this blue or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and kill that off here. To create like a new page, or on your blog here, a new type of a blog post here, it's real simple and easy to do. If you just push the little piece of paper with the plus here, it says select the wizard, you click it, it's going to ask you, hey, do you want a blog post or a web page? A web page is going to be more of like the pages, like our story, products and stuff. Blog post is going to be more for your news. So I'm going to go ahead and click web page. Okay, and next. It says, hey, what is the title of the page? We're going to call this test page. Categories, if it fell under one of these categories, you select it. So obviously if this was a blog post, you would have chose blog. Or if it was a product or service, you could easily click product or service. All right, so I'm doing a test page. I'm not going to worry about clicking any of those. I'm going to push create. And then there's our test page right here. And now the very first thing that they do is once it's created is they put the text widget in here for you every single time, right? So from there you can click your text widget and say, you know, this is a test for the title if you wanted to. Now you don't have to have a title. You can just put it right here in the main text area, because sometimes having too many titles, if this is already telling us this is the test page, we don't have to say it's a test page again. Right? So this is a test, and then here we're going to add a row, and let's just say the next one we want to do is, say, an image icon. Change that image. We use one that's already in here. Save. You'll notice this picture is kind of like changed to the side here. That's because the dimensions he had set the picture. But I was able to fix that by just cropping out some of that image that he had sent. But we'll choose a better one for easy sakes. And let's say we want this to be text. We'll say the title is Hi, how are you? And then here we'll add this is a text. And then let's just say we wanted to go ahead and add a button to that. We can head over to button. The button text, we'll say read more. And then the link, we'll say goes to the chemicals page. Save. Yeah, and there we go. I'm going to go ahead and delete this row and delete this test. Now before I delete this page, I wanted to show you, if you want to take this page and you want to add it to this menu is nothing more than a widget itself as well, right? So you see the little 3 lines here. If you click edit, and you'll see all your pages. Now if you wanted to put this page somewhere else, I could just kind of click it and move it. Real easy. If you move it to the side, so here this is its own main page, right? Move it over a little bit, then it's going to put it right back to where it belongs, which is, and of course I chose that one, so I'll have to do it the back way here. Boom, boom. So basically for this we're saying that the products is the parent page, and these all fall under products. Once again, it's a little sensitive, so there we go. Now to add my new page I just created, I can click Add Item. Just choose this first article reference, and then I'm going to pick the page. There's a test page, and now you call it whatever you want to call it. You're not stuck with calling it test page, even though that's the name of the page. You can call it test if you wanted to. Still going to go to that test page. So there, I can now move it to where I want it to fall at under my menu, and push OK. And there's my test. I click it, and it takes me to my page. To delete it, and trash it out. Okay, so now that is off the menu, so no one else can see that. If I wanted to delete this page permanently, if you come over here to this top, you see a little gear and a little W drops down here. This is how you get to the back end. And here you can click All Pages. And then you can search by date by clicking the date here. And there's my test page. I can just trash it. To get back to the front is the site. And I'm going to show you another thing here real quick. I'm going to go back to the back end here. This is something you want to do monthly. And that's come over in here in your dashboard and check out your updates. So right now we have this plugin needs updated, this anti-spam. You can just click it and update plugin. That's it. So real simple and easy to use. These are the different plugins. We don't use a lot of plugins on the website because once you do, I'll go ahead and deactivate this one because it's not needed. They sometimes don't jive well with each other. So really you don't have to worry about anything into here. It's more everything is going to be on the front of the page here. And now I think that's really all I needed to cover. If you wanted to change the colors, obviously they're here. But the rest of these settings are, you know, more web specific to make really big changes that you're not going to play with on a day-to-day basis. So if you have any more questions, let me know. But this was your tutorial. And thank you for watching.